Belle, you're finally back.
Huh? Wise, what's wrong? Why do you look so tense?
How could I not be? You suddenly lost contact with Fairy down at the bottom of the retroflux zone. If Remiel hadn't used your phone to let me know you were safe, I was about to grab Billy and Cecilia and go looking for you.
Sorry. That was my fault. I should have let you know first. Wait, how did Remiel know my phone password? Did she learn it back then, too?
So, what exactly happened after we lost contact with you? You shared each other's memories. Can our ocular implants actually do something like that?
I don't know. Nothing like this has ever happened before. But Remiel said she saw something similar when she pulled Thaumiel out of me. I think Thaumiel and my ocular implants must have had some kind of weird reaction or a resonance.
True. Thaumiel was there both times. But you've spent quite some time with Remiel before, and nothing like this has happened, right?
Yeah, that's true. I feel like there has to be something else besides the ocular implants and Thaumiel.
How about we go ask Lady Dracaena the night after tomorrow? She's overseeing our treatment, so she may know more about this.
The night after tomorrow? Why then?
Lady Dracaena will be hosting a welcome banquet for the guests at the CCD reception hall. We received invitations as well.
Lady Draceena's hosting it herself. Does that mean the CCD's singularity leakage issue has already been resolved?
Most likely. Otherwise, she wouldn't have scheduled it. I heard there's another welcome banquet happening in Virium at the same time. Lady Linvern and the ESD are hosting it for guests who still haven't been cleared to land in Buastrom. When I went out this afternoon, I ran into Valina and Norma. It looked like they were already heading to Virium to make preparations.
So there are still guests stuck in Virium. Do you think that person who looked like Sir Pico could really have been...
No, Belle. There's no chance it was him. You know he's already...
Yeah.
It's all right. I understand. Seeing Truvia again was bound to stir up old memories. But that's all in the past now. Sir Pico, Helios Academy. They're gone.
Jeez, Wise. How come you look even more upset than I do? Come on, that's enough doom and gloom for one night. Time for bed. We worked way too hard to fix our sleep schedule. Let's not mess it up again.
You're one to talk. Get some rest. And no playing phone games under the covers. Got it?
Before bed, maybe I should take another look at the data from the retroflux zone. If I'm lucky, I might find something that tells me who the culprit really is.
Belle? Your light's still on. Are you still working? Belle? I told her to go to bed early, and yet... What are these papers scattered here?
Notice, these are drafts Master used to analyze the culprit's intentions. Additional notice, Master has been asleep for approximately 30 minutes. Deep sleep is highly probable. Suggestion: Second Assistant, please refrain from any action that may wake Master.
I know, Fairy. She needs some good rest. I'll handle it from here. That's what the Second Assistant is for.
Negative. Correction. Second Assistant will complete it under Supreme Assistant's direction.
All right. I'm counting on you then, Supreme Assistant. Fairy, give me a quick summary of everything we've established so far.
Understood. Displaying all current findings and analysis for Second Assistant. Finding 1. The culprit's victims share no common traits. Their identities are of limited use for further deduction. Finding 2. Whenever the culprit implanted potent ether into each Bangbu victim, he also set a specific activation time and activation location.
So for the culprit, what matters is the time and location, not the victims' identities.
Affirmative. Based on current information, the most meaningful data is the time and location of each singularity leakage.
Fairy, can you pull up Airspace Patrol's recent records? Start from when singularity leakages began appearing frequently. I want to see when and where each occurred.
Understood. Accessing Airspace Patrol's internal network.
Wait, Fairy. Why are you hacking into Airspace Patrol's intranet? How do we even explain this if they catch us? Just stick to the public records.
Too late, Second Assistant. Intrusion and search processes complete. A complete schematic has been generated for Second Assistant, with all singularity leakage times and locations marked.
So these circles mark where each singularity leakage appeared, right? The energy hub, the retroflux zone, the CCD. Looking at the map, they appear to be randomly scattered around Buastrom. Oh, right. I remember now. Even after a singularity leakage disappears, there's still a window where it can be reactivated.
Affirmative. Such events exist in archived records.
Fairy, could you mark the locations of these reactivated singularity leakages as well?
Understood. Corresponding locations have been added to the map for Second Assistant.
The positions changed a lot. No wonder it took so long for Lady Dracena to deal with the CCD's singularity leakage problem. Fairy, what's the significance of these overlapping areas?
Answer. These indicate multiple singularity leakages occurring in close proximity, both in time and location. Analysis. Under these conditions, multiple singularity leakages interact, causing the affected area in real space to expand accordingly.
So what you're saying is, multiple singularity leakages that appear at the same time and place can overlap. Wait, does that mean... Fairy, can you reorganize this data again? I want to pinpoint when and where these singularity leakages came closest to overlapping.
Understood. Generating new analysis results for Second Assistant.
This is it. This has to be it.
How long was I out for? Fairy, I said wake me up after a bit. Wise? What are you doing here?
That's not important. Fairy and I have figured out the culprit's true intent in creating singularity leakages. Come take a look. This is the location of the singularity leakage the culprit created last week, 3 days after we rescued Toby. All the singularity leakages overlap with one another, and the affected area stretches from the edge of Scommel Hollow all the way to Buastrom's main urban district.
So, the culprit could use this method to move something from Scommel Hollow to Buastrom. Wait, Gerta Blulu?
Yeah, I think so too. The culprit's real objective is likely to move Gerta Blulu into Buastrom's urban district. When you encountered it, it was clearly attracted to singularity leakages.
But what happens after that? Once Gerta Blulu is inside Buastrom's urban district, then what? And besides, if it's really inside the singularity leakages in Buastrom right now, why hasn't anyone spotted it yet?
Looks like we'll have to follow the trail of singularity leakages and investigate on site.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Once it's daylight, Billy, Cecilia, and I will head to the energy hub. Maybe we can follow whatever traces are left and find a new lead. I don't think I slept very well. Whatever. I should head downstairs and find Billy and the others first.
Mama!
there you are. Wise already told us everything.
Now that's our manager! You found a clue on the culprit in no time at all!
All right, time to investigate the site. We'll start at the energy hub and follow the singularity leakages one by one until we track down either the culprit or Gertablulu.
Right. Fairy and I will stay here and provide remote support, as always. Belle, if you end up running into the culprit or Gertablulu, your safety comes first. Don't take any unnecessary risks.
Don't worry, Wise. I'll be extra careful. Promise.
We'll protect the manager too!
Yeah, don't worry, Wise. If anything goes wrong, I'll grab Belle and make a run for it. Oh, sorry, Billy. You're on your own, buddy.
No problem! A Starlight Knight always protects their companions until their dying breath!
Wow. Seriously? Come on, don't say stuff like that. It's bad luck. Anyway, it's getting late. Let's go! Well, we're here. Stay sharp. If things go south, just run. Huh? Where are we? Did we end up back in Buastrum?
It looks like... an office?
This place feels really familiar. Wait, isn't this Lady Dracena's office? Felina brought me here before.
Huh? Lady Dracena's office? So Gertablulu came all the way here just to walk straight into a trap? But Lady Dracena never mentioned anything like that.
This is so strange. We expected the singularity leakage trail to lead into Buastrum. But why Lady Dracena's office of all places?
Wait! Footsteps outside! Hide! Now!
You startled me. What are you all doing here?
Oh, well, actually, Belle! You explain.
I see. A path formed by singularity leakages? I really hadn't considered that possibility before. If your speculation is correct, then Gertablulu is most likely hiding among the singularity leakages in Buastrum right now. And if that's the case, then it all makes sense. Huh? Lady Dracena? Do you have any other clues? Well, you see, a few nights ago, a small singularity leakage appeared near my office. Considering that, together with your deductions, the target of both the culprit and Gertablulu is most likely... Belle, could I ask these two to step outside for a moment? After all, their identities... Huh? It's okay, Lady Dracena. We're all friends here. There won't be any trouble. I understand, but this concerns Rose Califer's highest level secrets. The fewer people who know, the better. Especially considering who these two are. A new Eridu public security officer and, an unemployed freeloader.
An unemployed freeloader is a little harsh, Lady Dracena.
Oh, I get it. It's the kind of top secret stuff where knowing too much means trouble, right? Maybe even getting silenced permanently.
Yeah, more or less. It's a bit complicated, so Belle and I will need some time to talk. Cecilia and Billy, you can return to Amber Hall and rest. Once we're done, someone will escort Belle back to you.
Right away, no problem, Lady Dracena. Me and this robot vacuum will disappear right now. We already stopped listening.
Something feels... off somehow. Why am I being treated differently from Cecilia and Billy? Is it something about my identity? Why would Lady Dracaena send them away like that? Should I call Billy and Cecilia back here?
What is it, Belle? Something on your mind?
It's nothing, Lady Dracaena.
Come here, Belle. I'll tell you what happened that night. That night, I had just returned to my office when I sensed an unusually strong ether presence in the air. The source seems to be somewhere around here.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I can still feel a faint trace of ether in this room.
Aside from the residual ether, these documents were scattered across the floor at the time.
Lady Dracaena, do these documents have something to do with what happened?
Compare them with what you have found. Once you read them, you will understand.
CCD facility renovation plans, personnel transfer records, Rosetta data daily reports. These don't really have anything in common, do they? What's going on? My eyes just... Huh? Wait, that ethereal broke in here days ago. So why is there still ether residue? And the ether isn't coming from in front of me. It feels more like behind me. I knew it! You're not Lady Dracaena! What the heck are you?
Lady Dracaena, I'm Truvia from High Ambitions Corp. I'm here for our appointment.
Truvia, run!
Huh?
Truvia! No. No, no, no!
Move, now! Lady Dracaena, are you unharmed? We received word that something inside the CCD... Is that... Miss Truvia? How did this...
Secret? Oh, thank goodness, just in time. Hurry, help me stop the bleeding.
Yes, Lady Dracaena.
This is my fault. I shouldn't have left her here alone with Belle.
Belle? Lady Dracaena, forgive my boldness, but do you mean... Miss Belle gravely wounded Miss Truvia?
Yes, that's what happened. What I mean is, I never realized there was such a deep animosity between Belle and Truvia. But I believe Belle must have acted on impulse. She would never do this otherwise. In any case, our first priority is to find Belle and get to the bottom of this. She just fled. Lindvern isn't here, so can I count on you to handle this, Secret? Secret, is something troubling you?
My apologies, Lady Dracaena. I will find Belle at once and bring her back to you.
Good. I'll leave that to you, Secret. And about tonight? Keep it quiet for now. We don't want our guests who've just arrived to feel any unnecessary panic.
Yes, Lady Dracaena.
Go, Secret. Go fulfill your duty. Find her, arrest her, and then bring her back to me.
Hey, Rois! Why? Why did you pull me back? Truvia, she was right there! Why wouldn't you let me save her?
Because she's beyond saving.
Huh?
Her wounds were clearly fatal. There was no way to save her. And that thing that appeared like Sunbringer, we cannot face it on our own.
But aren't you powerful, Pyrois? You're supposed to be powerful, Pyrois! So why? Why didn't you use that power to save her?
Are you sure? Do you really want to see the rest of Rose Califer buried alongside your old classmate? Acting on impulse won't save her. And it won't help you either. Take Take some time to clear your head in the rain before that thing finds you. And then go do what only you can do. What you have to do.
Something only I can do. But right now, I can't do anything.
You sure look like a mess. It's only been one day. How did you end up like this?
Ramiel, why are you here?
The airspace patrol alarms have been going off non-stop, so I had to check, didn't I? They could be looking for their fugitive. So, how did you manage to end up in such a mess? All right. If you don't want to talk, fine. But don't stand out here in the rain, okay? You'll catch a cold. And if you don't want to go home... Oh, right. Amber Hall's already surrounded by the airspace patrol. Going back now would be walking straight into a trap. In that case, why not come to my place for a while? At least I can give you somewhere to sleep. If you don't answer, then I'll take your silence as a yes. All right, sit anywhere you like. Just, not the bed. Wet bedding is such a pain to deal with. Here's a towel. You should dry yourself off. If you've got the strength, you can take a hot shower, too. There's a makeshift bathroom over there. The Bang-Boo built it for me. Okay, fine. If you don't want to move, I'll dry you off myself.
Why? Why did you bring me here?
Hey, shouldn't you thank me first, Miss Soaked to the Bone?
Thanks, Ramiel.
Since when did you become so obedient? That isn't like you at all. If you really want to show your thanks, here, it's your turn.
My turn? To do what?
Your turn to dry my wings for me, of course. There are spots I can't reach on my own. Hey, what's with that look? I've already dried you off. Now it's your turn to return the favor.
Okay.
You know, Belle, I've never liked rainy days. The rain always leaves my wings soaked and heavy. Shake as I might, I can never quite dry them. The same goes for taking a shower, though at least I can manage to keep my wings from getting too wet.
Wet wings must feel really uncomfortable, right?
Yes, honestly, it's miserable and such a hassle to manage. A hairdryer is useless, too hot and I start shedding, too cold and I catch a chill. But I can't just wait for them to air dry. It takes forever, and I'm way too impatient for that. Besides, it leaves this strange smell that I can never wash out. So, the best solution is a slow towel dry like this. But with wings this large, there are always spots I can't reach. Before, if I got caught in the rain, I'd sneak onto Belly's bed and roll around, drying my wings on her sheets.
Huh? Wait, hold up. How on earth could you just barge into someone else's bed? Wouldn't she be furious?
It was fine as long as I didn't get caught. Though, of course, whenever Belly did notice me, she was absolutely absolutely furious. And no matter how angry she was, in the end, she'd always do just what you're doing now. Slowly drying the spots that were still damp. Belle, do you know what New Eridu's records say about what became of Belly and me?
I remember something about an operation called the Day of Silence. You and Colonel Vike were involved in an accident, and then both died in the line of duty.
Yes, died in the line of duty. Such a noble, dignified phrase. Though, in a sense, it isn't entirely wrong. After all, for us Void Hunters, our first and only duty was to suppress the karma core inside our weapons.
The karma core? Inside the Void Hunter's weapons?
That's right. Remember the enchainer I mentioned before? What truly sets them apart from ordinary ethereals is a special core known as a karma core, found only within an enchainer. According to RK, a karma core differs from an ordinary ether core. It doesn't form naturally. It is something made directly by the Creator. The Creator made the karma cores, a power capable of rewriting the laws within hollows, and used them as the cores to create the enchainers of the Great Hollows. That's the gist of it, at least. Back then, after a long and bitter struggle, we finally were able to bring down one of the enchainers. But the karma core itself could not be destroyed. RK and Sunbringer, they wanted to eliminate the threat posed by the karma core once and for all, while allowing humanity to harness the power within it. In the end, they found a way to seal the karma core within Porceloy. And from that, they forged the Void Hunter weapons.
So, the power inside Void Hunter weapons actually comes from the Creator?
Yes, which is exactly why there are so many side effects. At the time, we were naive enough to believe that if we could truly master that power, humanity might finally overcome the Hollows once and for all. So, when RK and Sunbringer proposed the plan, we never doubted it for a moment.
Lady Sunbringer and Professor RK's plan?
Yes. Project Sunseeker. I'll never forget that accursed name for as long as I live. Simply put, it was an experiment that used vast quantities of Porceloy as a medium to partially fuse us Void Hunters with the karma core sealed within our weapons.
They fused you with a karma core? Then that means...
It meant we'd become artificial enchainers. No more enduring the costs of wielding Void Hunter weapons, and perhaps even achieving a stronger form to defend New Eridu. Looking back, I can hardly believe I fell for RK's lies so easily.
So, it was in that experiment when you and Colonel Vike...
Yes. Belly and I were the final participants. Or rather, the final test subjects. Looking back, I wonder if Belly already knew the truth behind RK and Sunbringer's plan. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have insisted on coming along. She's never been one to enjoy the spotlight. If only I'd realized what she was thinking sooner.
Ramiel...
RK was extremely meticulous, always laying out careful, detailed plans. So, I can't say if the karma core losing control during the experiment was truly an accident, or if it was his cleverly disguised plan all along. But whatever the truth, it ended with the karma core spiraling out of control and Belly becoming a new enchainer. As for me, I partially fused with the karma core inside Thamiel, becoming what I am now. A monster. Half human, half enchainer. Maybe, deep down, I'm just not ready to give up my life so easily. In the final moment, Thamiel's power of controlling temporal patterns froze me in a state of near suspended animation. I didn't fully awaken from the seal in Persena's hollow until about a year ago.
The power of temporal patterns?
Right. Remember my feathers? The ones that continue in place. That's an example. The karma core sealed within Thamiel holds the power to halt the flow of time. And because I partially fused with the karma core, even without Thamiel, I can replicate a similar effect on a smaller scale. But that little bit of power isn't nearly enough to take on those 3 Sunbringers. That's why I had to reclaim Thamiel. Even if it accelerates my path to becoming an enchainer, I still have to... Never mind. Enough about me. Why am I even telling you all of this? Still, now that I've told you so much... It's your turn.
Huh? My turn again? Wait, to do what?
To tell me your story, of course. Let's call it another round of our little Q&A game. You didn't actually ask, but I had a feeling you'd want to know. So I went ahead and answered anyway. Now, it's your turn.
I wasn't even going to ask anything. You just started talking.
Fair enough. But once you say certain things out loud, they don't weigh on you quite as much anymore. Or perhaps you'd like a little help getting started? Let me think.
Serpico and Truvia. They transferred to Helios not long after Wise and I started there. They came from a prominent background. They were the adopted children of Masyant, the head of High Ambitions Corp. On top of that, they were excellent students. It didn't take long for them to become the talk of the academy. We were all studying under Miss Carroll at the time, and before long, we became close friends. Back then, we were full of big dreams. We wanted to fully understand the Hollows, maybe even conquer all 6 Great Hollows, or as our teachers like to put it, seize the sun called Helios. Later, because the 4 of us had the top grades, we became the only 4 people ever to have smart ocular implants. Then, during a performance test for the implants, I lost control. Serpico, he died because of me. When I finally woke up in the hospital, I learned that Truvia had been taken away by people from High Ambitions the day after the incident. The next time I saw her was during the fall of the old capital. She was with one of High Ambitions' rescue teams. To be honest, I never imagined we'd meet again like that. Wise and I were both badly injured at the time, but we still wanted to go back to the ruins of Helios, and save as many people as we could. We begged Truvia for High Ambitions' help. We were willing to guide them through the Hollows, willing to do whatever they asked of us, but she refused, without a moment's hesitation. What happened after that is kind of a blur. But on that day, no one made it out of Helios alive, except Wise and me. Then, in Rose Califer, I saw Truvia again. We talked about the past, but the way she spoke about it felt like she was talking about someone else's life. I don't know how to face her. And ever since then, no matter what I do, I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. That gaze. I don't know whether it was Truvia's or Serpico's or...
Perhaps it was your own. The you from the past. The one who kept thinking, if only I'd done something sooner. The one who never managed to forgive themselves. Making peace with the past isn't easy. And sometimes, you don't get the chance at all.
Yeah. There won't be another chance. Truvia. She was killed by Dracena. By that thing pretending to be Dracena.
Something pretending to be Dracena? Belle, what exactly happened before I found you? Will you tell me? I see. So that means Dracena, the youngest of the Sunbringers, had already... No. Judging from the timeline and the outcome, perhaps not yet.
Huh? What's going on out there?
I'm not sure. Let's go find out.
Forgive me, but I cannot obey.
Is that secret?
I am afraid I cannot comply. I know Miss Belle is here, and I have come to take her back. Please do not stand in the way of my duty.
Secret. She won't be easy to fool. Belle, hide for now. I'll think of something. Belle? What are you doing?
Sigrid, leave them out of this. I'm right here.
Thank you for your understanding and cooperation, Miss Belle.
But... I'm sorry. I can't go back with you.
Well, since Belle has already stepped out into the open, I suppose there's little point in my remaining hidden. This would be our first proper face-to-face meeting, would it not, Deputy Director of Airspace Patrol?
Remiel. Now that is an unexpected development. Miss Belle, Lady Dracena has ordered a search for you. But our only aim is to uncover the truth of what happened inside the CCD. So please, come back with me. As for this fugitive wanted for the attempted assassination of Lady Eldrada...
Just so we're clear, if you decide to make a move here, you'll be the only one who dies.
How can you be so sure before you actually try?
I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I am a fugitive after all. Hardly a saint to begin with. But are you really willing to die like this? As a puppet controlled by that monster without ever learning the truth?
Then speak plainly. I have no patience for riddles.
Very well. You really do take all the fun out of it, don't you? Then I'll tell you outright. The Sunbringer inside the CCD was Gerta Blulu in disguise.
What did you say?
Huh? I expected that reaction from Sigrid, but you too, Belle? I thought you'd figured it out already.
How did you even come to that conclusion? I know it definitely wasn't Lady Dracena, but Gerta Blulu? There's no way.
That is quite a story you've come up with, Remiel.
Oh? I was expecting something more along the lines of, "How dare you slander Lady Dracaena," followed by you charging straight at me with your spear. I was quite prepared for that. Or could it be you've suspected all along that the Sunbringer at the CCD might not be the real one?
What makes you so certain that it was Gerta Blulu?
Intuition, perhaps. Of course, there was also my trust in Belle, and a little reasoning. According to Belle's account, they followed the trail of singularity leakage through the energy hub, yet somehow ended up in Draceena's office. Then the false Dracaena showed up, sent Billy and Cecilia away, began mutating into an ethereal, and attempted to silence Belle for good. That's when Truvia arrived. She saw through the imposter's disguise too, and became her first target. After that, Sigrid, Dracaena ordered you to bring Belle back to the CCD and uncover the truth. Have I got that right?
Yeah. Sigrid, I know it's hard to believe, but that's what I saw with my own eyes.
I did receive orders from Lady Dracaena. But what does that prove?
Let's put it this way, Sigrid. Before you arrived, based solely on Belle's description, I assumed Lady Draceena's karma core had gone out of control and turned her into an enchainer. But from what we've seen before, if that were the case, there is no way she could have retained her human consciousness, much less continued issuing orders to you. With that possibility ruled out, and considering Belle's discovery of the singularity leakages, along with the recent appearance of multiple enchainer larvae, it is entirely possible that either Gerta Blulu or Bashmu entered the CCD through the singularity leakage, and, through the karma core, became partially fused with Dracaena.
How could that even be possible?
It seems you have at least a basic understanding of enchainers and karma cores. Good. That saves me a fair bit of explanation. I can't say how Sunbringer managed it, but the most likely explanation is that she divided her karma core into 3 parts and entrusted them to the 3 ladies we see today. That would also explain why Gerta Blulu and Bashmu appeared at roughly the same time. Then again, there may be a 3rd enchainer larva out there that we simply haven't discovered yet. As for why I don't think it was Bashmu, well, that's the easy part. Bashmu is enormous. Had it appeared in Buastrum, it couldn't possibly have gone unnoticed. So, either it was Gerta Blulu or a 3rd enchainer larva we haven't discovered yet. It attacked Lady Dracaena, and it succeeded. Just not completely. Otherwise, there would have been no reason to keep impersonating her. If I had to compare it to something, it would be like, 2 people fighting over the same controller. Draceena's consciousness and Gerta Blulu's consciousness coexist in the same body, competing for control of both the body and the karma core. Judging by the current situation, it seems Gerta Blulu has the upper hand.
That is still nothing more than speculation. And if Miss Belle deceived you, then none of your conclusions would hold.
It's true. I have no way of proving that I wasn't lying.
It's all right, Belle. I believe you, and I believe everything you've told me. Remember the rules of our little Q&A game. You don't have to tell the whole truth, but no one is allowed to lie. And besides, Sigrid, you've heard us out this much already. I'd say that means there's still room for us to talk. Wouldn't you agree?
What is it you want to talk about?
Why, how to get that poor little Sunbringer out of her current predicament, of course. So, interested? There's too many eyes out here. We should speak inside.
The retroflux zone. I never would have thought you would be hiding here.
Oh? And here I thought you would let me go on purpose.
never expected the Airspace Patrol surveillance network to have such a glaring blind spot.
Would you call it that? Before all this, I wouldn't have believed anyone would willingly live in the sewers with a whole colony of bamboo either.
I was pretty shocked when I first got here, too.
All right, let's save the small talk for later. Let's discuss how we're going to deal with Blulu. Or rather, what to do about Dracaena. First of all, the enemy has already taken control of the CCD. That effectively gives it access to Roskalifer's communications network as well. In other words, we can't communicate with anyone through electronic means right now. If we do, it'll notice us almost immediately.
Lady Dracaena did give orders to keep a close watch on any unusual communication signals within the island.
See? The enemy is already starting to show the cloven hoof. No offense to horse tyrants, of course.
Go on.
Dealing with it wouldn't actually be difficult. The real problem is how to do it quietly. Even I can't be sure I could bring it down in a single strike. None of us knows how deeply it has fused with the Karma Core. If we act rashly, worst case, everyone in Roskalifer ends up witnessing Lady Dracaena turn into an ethereal. And by then, even if we manage to save Dracaena, to Roskalifer, all we've really done is save a monster that could turn into an ethereal at any moment.
I never thought you cared about Roskalifer's order and stability.
Why wouldn't I? This is the utopia my friend built with her own hands.
Remiel's right. We need a way to keep the imposter contained without drawing any attention. Sneaking back into the CCD again probably won't work. Even if Sigrid helped us and cleared out all the guards, the imposter would catch on the moment she did anything out of the ordinary. Unless we could somehow lure the imposter out of the CCD and into somewhere isolated. Somewhere no one would notice. Wait. Remiel, Sigrid, I've got it! A way to deal with that imposter without anyone ever finding out.
Oh?
Please, go on.
Tomorrow evening, the CCD will be holding a welcoming banquet for the island's guests in its reception hall. It's supposed to be hosted by Lady Dracaena herself, which means she's definitely going to be there.
That does sound promising. We could go in as guests instead of forcing our way into the CCD. That would save us a great deal of trouble.
But, Miss Bell, with so many guests around, how do you plan to stay unnoticed?
What if a singularity leakage appeared just as the imposter made its appearance? Or maybe a passage formed from multiple singularity leakages? If that's how it got into Buastrom, then we could use the same trick to send it back. And if there just happened to be no airspace patrol soldiers patrolling the Hollow at the time, then nobody would notice, right?
I am starting to lose track of what you mean, Miss Bell. How are you going to make a singularity leakage appear in the CCD reception hall at that exact time?
Yesterday, Remiel and I found the culprit's crime scene at the bottom of the retroflux zone. We also figured out how those singularity leakages are being created. I think I can make something similar. If we keep it under control, nobody at the banquet will be in any danger.
Fighting fire with fire, are we?
Yeah. As long as we have stable hollow observation data to run the calculations. Oh, wait, no. I don't have the HDD with me, and I can't reach Wise or Fairy either. So how am I supposed to get stable hollow observation data?
Uh-oh. That look on your face tells me something's wrong, Belle.
If you are concerned about obtaining stable hollow observation data, while I am not an expert in that field, I should still be able to offer some assistance. There is a derelict area known as Rosewick within the Scommel Hollow. During patrols, we discovered equipment there that is similar to what the CCD uses to process Rosetta data. However, Due to their excessive size, they were left abandoned on site and never retrieved.
If that equipment still works, then that might just do it. But without Data Boo handling the calculations, it'd probably take forever to... The Enna Gang's Bang Boo! Most of the Enna Gang's Bang Boo used to be CCD Data Boo. If they're willing to help us.
Don't you remember, Belle? In their eyes, those 3 Sunbringers are all imposters. Anyway, leave this to me. At the very least, Prophet Boo should be willing to do me this favor. That leaves one final question. How are we supposed to get into Scommel Hollow without tipping off the imposter?
Why are you both suddenly looking at me like that?
Oh, nothing. I simply thought a certain Airspace Patrol Deputy Director might be able to get us into Scommel Hollow.
At first light tomorrow, I will return here and find a way to get you to Rosewick. I can also pretend I never saw you tonight. That is all the assistance I can offer. And if I discover that everything you have told me is false, I will personally answer for tonight's decision, whatever the cost. Before I leave, there is one final matter I would like to confirm with you, Remiel.
Mm-hmm.
You once attempted to assassinate Lady Eldrada. Why, then, are you going to such lengths to save Lady Dracaena?
Because none of them are the Sunbringer I'm looking for. To me, they're no different from this city in the sky. They're all gifts Sunbringer left behind for the world. I simply don't want to stand by and watch the things my friend cherished be destroyed by monsters from who knows where.